what is Excel and why are we using Excel for data analytics? So first of all, let us understand the introduction of Excel, why we are using Excel. So Excel is the guys, it's a spreadsheet program. So in the spreadsheet program, as you can see, we have columns here, right? That you can see A, B, C, D, and after that, if you see, there are total around 16,000, more than 16,000 columns that you can see here. So let me just show it to you. Okay, so here you can see it's around 16,384 columns that you can see here. And then after that, if row numbers total, it's more than 1 million records that you can hold here. So it's like 1,048,576 rows that you can see here. Okay, so this is now I will be explaining the complete interface of Excel. So here, all these are home tabs. I mean, they are tabs that you can see. This is the first is the home tab, then insert, then after that, all these are tabs that are available to you. And then you have the formula bar over here. Okay, whatever things, like suppose here I have selected this a particular cell. This is actually a cell here. Like that, there are so many individual cells. So if somebody asks you, like, see, it's in the interviews also asked, like, what is the definition of a cell? So in that case, it will be like the intersection of your column and their row. That is called a cell. And if you want to know what is the address of this cell, the address of this cell is B5. Okay, so whatever you're going to write here, suppose here if I write data, so that will also be present available here. Okay, because I've written a text here, and that is, you can see sometimes what happened that your text is long, and there are other cell here through that you are not able to read it. Like suppose here I data is new. Okay, new oil suppose, and then here I write in this cell hello. Okay, so now you are not able to read it what is inside this particular cell, but you can go through this and you can see in the formula bar what is completely everything is there. So here, so if you understand what is the cell, then after the cell, then there's something called as a range. Okay, when we are talking about the range, it's like collection of cells. So together, suppose if I select this complete range, I've selected it. So this range is exactly from F6, okay, and it's to J8. So this is a range actually. So that means a collection of multiple cells that I've taken together, and it has become a range in Excel. When you have a collection of ranges, it becomes a sheet. This is the sheet that we are working in currently. That is a sheet 3. Although you can see there are so many sheets that we have available here, we have this option from plus. We can add new sheets here. Okay, like this, you can say you can add multiple sheets here in this complete workbook. The whole thing is called workbook. So in the interface, these things are very important. That on the left side, on the right side, you can see you have the zoom in, zoom out options available here, and this complete thing is a complete workbook that we are working on. And to save this workbook, we have options here in the file. So we can through file we can go and save the options will be available to you here. And then after that, in the most of the options, if you explore regarding the data, especially in terms of the formatting, you will get all these options here in the home tab itself. Then there are other options to insert. So we'll come to that like in the coming video. I mean, this later part of this video, understand what are different things that we can insert. Like you can see pivot tables are there, charts and all that you can insert in your report. Okay, then you can also manually, you can also draw the things here. Okay, then you have the page layout options, like it's like the orientation of the page. If you want the grid lines, they will come, otherwise they will move. Okay, and these are the page layout things. Okay, then you have the formula option, formula tab option is here. All the different formulas that we're gonna use here, they all are available here. So, and then also like name ranges and how to, if I select a particular range and how to name that, we can check all these things here. In the data tab, here we have options to connect with multiple data sources. So here we can connect to a lot of data sources. And also, if we have already made a connection to a particular data source, it can be from the web or text CSV files or the table range itself, which is in the sheet. Then it's like a connection will be built to that, and then you can refresh it. Here we're getting sort and filter options, data tools option, like that. We have so many options available here. So today we're going to understand first of all the interface of Excel, then formulas and functions, and as well as the conditional formatting part. So here in the intro part, first of all, we need to understand what is Excel. Excel is a spreadsheet which is developed by the Microsoft. So it's used to you are going to use it to organize and analyze storing data in a tabular form, which is in the rows and the columns. Key features that you can see, that is cell. Okay, I have explained you what is the meaning of cell, then what is the formalized functions in Excel that we're gonna use. So like these are the features of Excel. Okay, formulas, functions, charts, pivot tables, conditional formatting, and date filtering. Then common use in the industry, we use it extensively. Like if we wanted to work on a financial analysis or the budgeting, all the reports you want to do it, inventory, project tracking, data analysis, business analysis, creating dashboards, reports, maintaining the database or maintaining the data itself, entering data. There's so many things that we can do with the Excel. So although Excel is not in the Excel is here, it's been more than 30 years. We are using Excel. So in 1987, actually, the Excel first version it came for the Windows. Before that, it was like for the Apple. Okay, it released the first version of Excel for the Apple Macintosh. Then now we have different versions after then. Every version have introduced some new features to the Excel. So you can see here that right now today we are also using Office 365. And most of the computers, the people you may be using like 16 or 19 or version of the Excel. Today, we are millions of people all across the world, they are using Excel. So it can be for business analytics, for the finance, education. I mean, there are many domains where, because see, if you are working on a data, you need a place or a spreadsheet place where you have to store a data. So either it can be on Excel, it can be on a Google spreadsheet, or manually. Earlier we used to do it on registers, but now today we have a digital application that is Excel through which we can store our data. So here in the Excel, best thing is that we can store the data, we can edit that data, we can clean that, we can transform it, and then we can interpret it to find out the uh, conclusions or to bring out the insight from the data. Okay, and create a reports and dashboards. That all things we are going to do, especially for data analytics. We will be, suppose if a business problem is given to us from the client or the manager side, the first task is always to collect the data. Either they will give you the data source, or it was like you have to collect your data by yourself. So you can gather the data from the very, there are various sources, either primary sources or the secondary sources. Primary means where you are manually collecting the data through feedbacks or the forms or like that. And the secondary sources is where the data is already readily available on web. Then once the data is available to you, then second part comes the process or the cleaning of the data. I mean, inside the data, you have to see, because when you are dealing with the raw data set, there are so much of inconsistency in the raw data set. You have to see whether there are missing values or not. You have to see whether the data is inconsistent or not. You have to see whether duplicate values are not there or their errors are there in it. Like suppose if I show I have this end ID data available here, you can see this is an employee data set. Okay, where you can see employee ID, full name, department, roles and designation, their salary, date of joining city, and some extra column is also there. So, but if you observe this data set, right, you will see that if this is inconsistent. Okay, and there are so many problems with this data set that we have to correct them, because any analysis on this data set will make no point. If I am creating an analysis on this data set, it will make no point. As you can see, there are so many incorrections as the salary column, just observe it properly. So we have to correct those. Then in the date of the joinings, you will see from here we can, because these are the just text values. So from here, if you wanted to find out the year part or the month part, suppose this is a date that you have, February 21, 2019. But if I want to take month out of this date, it or the year out of this date, like this, it will not be possible because it is actually a text inside the Excel. Same here. If I wanted to do some calculations on the salaries, I will not be able to create it. Suppose here you can see, I have selected these, but I'm getting only the count. But if you say, if I write some numbers like 4, 5, 6, like that, and if I select these numbers, you're getting the sum, count, and as well as the average, because these are the numbers. Okay, but these are not numbers. So we have to correct these values. Also in the roles and designations and the departments, there are many things that we have to do corrections. Like here you can see finance, spin, they are written. So we have to club them together. Then HR, IT, marketing, marketing and marketing, MKDG, we have to club them together again. So yeah, after the cleaning process of this, your this data will look like something this after the cleaning process. So you can see here is the data when it is cleaned. Now you can see in the salary part, you can see total everything you can see here. It's actually in this data set. This is the clean data that we have on this untidy only. We have cleaned this data set. And that is the first and foremost part when you are dealing with the data. So you have collected the data. Now, second is you have cleaned that data. Also, you have done formatting of that data set. Now come to the formatting. So all the formatting options that are available to you here are here in this home tab. Okay. So Although when you insert some objects like pivot tables, slicers, or charts, there you get different formatting options, but they are somewhere they are related to these formatting options only, because the basics will remain the same. They will not change. You will see it in when I'll explain you the charts as well as the slicing options. There you will see. Okay, so in the formatting, suppose if I've written here like data analytics. Okay, data analytics I'm writing here, but this is actually a normal text. Okay, and in this normal text, if you wanted to copy this and paste it somewhere, so you can just copy this and you can paste it here, like Control V can be like Control Copy and Control V. But here we have other options in paste, as you can see here, it has opened for you. Like you can paste as a value. Okay, you can paste as a formula or you can paste as a formatting. Let me just do one thing. Let me just format this complete thing. And formatting means that you are changing the appearance of the data. So here, if I wanted to format this, what all I can do? That formatting, like font formatting, I can do. Like suppose if I wanted to make it bold, I wanted to increase the size, or I wanted to change the font altogether. That is what font formatting. And altogether here, if I wanted to add, I wanted to make it italic, make the underlines, and I wanted to make the border and all these things, they come in the formatting. Like then you have this fill option is available. If I wanted to fill a color, that is the background color. If I wanted to change the text, that is from here, I can change it. And then here you can see that if you have here alignment options, like you can see, like as you can see the data analytics, it is aligned towards what left side or right side or mid side. Okay, that you can see from here, that you can control. Suppose here if I'm writing, okay, let me from here we can just drag these. Okay, and make the size. Okay, we can increase the width also. Like here I'm writing data, so it is on the left side of the cell, but I can change the alignment, like make it here you can see it has in the middle right now. Okay, or the center, that we can say. Then we have options here like top, bottom, or middle options are also available to you. Like suppose if I am dealing on a table, I'm creating a structure of a table, and then suppose here we have like serial numbers. Okay, one, two, like three, all these serial numbers that you can see, and here we have the dates. Okay, all the respective dates that I'm going to add here that you can see here. Okay, suppose I'm creating a attendance table of all the students, and this is suppose this is called the batch one. Okay, but I wanted to select few cells together and I wanted to merge them as one. So I can do that from the merge option like this. You can just okay. So this here you can write as a batch one. Then here you can write as a batch two. Okay, now batch one, batch two are you have written. The second thing here is like now you can see that batch one and batch two uh, they are in the center right now. Okay, it's center, but they are not in the mid. But I can select it to be in the mid. This is in the mid now. Okay. If you want, I can just also change the orientation of it, like like clockwise, counterclockwise, or clockwise like this, or vertical text like this, or rotate text up or down like that. All these rotations can be done from here. So suppose if I wanted to make it like this, and then after that I wanted to increase its size, make it bold, and also wanted to add color to the background. Although these format cell styles are also readily available to us. We don't have to manually also do it. There are some styles which are available here. You can choose any one of these styles that fits into your, I mean, to your report. Okay, like suppose this fits to me. Okay, and then I can just increase the size. Then after that, if I want to copy the same format to the next this particular one, we can do that also. Like from we have this option of format. Okay, and then we can just you will see that it has been automatically being pasted here, right? That and let me just add some borders also, like all of these, because the complete data set, I'm creating a table here for the attendance. But these dates, I don't want these dates to look like this, that I wanted to rotate them. So from here, we have this option that we can rotate them up like this. Now you will be able to see from the dates, these are proper dates. Also, you can just resize them so that they look good and all. So that resizing we can do it from here. Like suppose I'm just resizing it because it's an attendance that I will be tracking. So like this here, now I have created it. If you wanted to add a color to this background thing, yes, definitely you can add a color. Okay, you can just add some styles also that that suits good for the, like suppose this is the style, and to this background also we can just manually choose any color. Okay, okay, now so this is the thing that we have selected. Now here we can say, now we can, this is actually the formatting part that I'm doing. Okay, Here you can see that this is the attendance that I'm tracking for every student. So although we have to create some new other columns also like the employee, I mean the student's name, class, and all those things. But here I'll be tracking the attendance like if he's present, I will be calling them as a present or absent like that, or with one being present and zero being absent like that. And then day on day attendance for every student will be tracked. So here you can see the colors that I have added to here and as well as here. Okay, and I have make it bold and the formatting part here as well as we have done some formatting. So this is called formatting actually. And these formatting option, it's like, see, the underlying data is the same. It's not the changing. It's okay. But you have made it this formatting, the data here, it looks neat, clean. Okay, it looks presentable and all. So those formatting options you can do it. Also, you can do some number formatting options as well as like suppose if I write a date here, and this date you can see it's here. Okay, it is written like this. If you wanted to change it to different formats, you have options available to here. Like you can want it to be, you can present it like that also, or if you say, you can also press Control 1 and you will see there you will get some other options as well. So you can go through those options to do the cleaning, I mean the formatting plus how the date should look like. Suppose if I choose any one format from here of the date, um, uh, just okay, like suppose this format I choose it, or I just can make it manually also like day should come like this, and then month should come like this, and then after that year part. Okay, and then finally you have your three times DM writing. So here I'll just explain you what is the meaning of this. Now you can see the date is in this format. Although the underlying data is same, it's 26/11/2025, but we have changed the appearance of it. So 26 November 2025 it is. And what is the meaning of single D triple D? Let me explain to you. When you are writing the, like suppose if I want to format the day part, okay, day part, then you have month part, then you have the year part, okay. So if I write single D, single D means that you are going to the day part that is in numerical. It will be in a single digit. Double D mean it will be in a, it will like if a date is like 9, okay, so it will come as 09. And single D means it will come as 9 only. That is day part. If you say three times of D, it will means that today is Wednesday. So three letters of the Wednesday will come here. If you say four times D, you will write. It means the complete name of the day. That is the Wednesday will come. Same goes for the month as well. Like M, triple double M, and triple M, and four times M. Okay, that same here. It it's same actually. Okay, so if you want to say November, it's triple M we have written, and four times M in total name of, I mean complete name of the November. Then double Y is, that is the last two digits of the year, and four times of Y is where you have complete year. Okay, and that is 2025. So these formatting options you can control from I mean you can just see from here. So you don't have only respect these formatting options of date only, but you have other options like if I have this data set, like in this data set, if I complete this data set, yeah, it's in the German format, the numbers that you can see. So we can choose the numbers. Like if I want it to be in the number, you will see the formatting is changing. Okay, if you wanted to add a comma here, they look good. They look readable now. You can increase or decrease the decimal places from here, increasing and then decreasing the decimal places. If you wanted to add I mean the currency symbol that you can add from here. Like suppose if I'm making it a rupee or English, I mean dollar, or you can say a pound. I'm making it. So those things we can add it here. This is actually the formatting, but underlying data will remain the same itself. Then after doing the cleaning part, now there is something called as here, which is called conditional formatting. Sometimes I'll come to this. Sometimes what happens that you have to add cells in between. So we have this option like suppose if a particular cell like here, if you wanted to add one record here, okay, complete record you wanted to add in between 3 and 4. Okay, that you can add it here using the insert option. So we have this option of insert. So we can insert the cells here. We can insert the cells. Now you can see there is one cell being inserted here completely. I mean, this complete row has been inserted here. Like the same way, you can also insert your cells. Okay, that options you are available to here, or you can press Control Shift Plus. Using that also you can, but you have to be very careful about that because the cell, this current cell, if it's shift where you are shifting it, it's like down, right, or entire row you are shifting, entire column you are shifting, that you have to be take care of when you are adding some cells in between. In this, you have to make sure that if there are some data other present on this side or the left side or right side, they should not be hampered. You are adding the cell in between this particular table only, not with the other tables. That you have to be careful about. Okay, and then editing options. If I talk about the editing options, here you have readily options like filter option is there and sorting option are available to you. If I click on the filter option, so I this data set that is available to me. Okay, this is a sal. If I wanted to, like suppose, uh, on this basis of this column which is there, I wanted to sort my data set. Like I wanted to make it the smallest to the largest. Okay. So yeah, here you can see it's being arranged from smallest to the largest, those sorting options. Or if you wanted to add a filter here, so you just select that. Okay. And then you will add a filter here. So it will add a filter. Filter means you will see some drop down options will available to you here. So with the filter, you will just get an overview, and as well as you can see in each field what all like suppose in the department, you can see in department we have finance, HR, and IT, might these departments only. Also in the roles, you can see we have these roles available. So it's like you don't have to go through the complete data one by one. It's like from the filter only, this drop down, you can see what all options you have. You can also see for the employee IDs, it is being starting from 101 and the last is 1100, something like that. Okay, dates also you can see the data if from where to where this data is present. Here 2015 and the maximum is 2025 that you can see. Okay, from these dates we have got years as well as the month. Right. So we have from 2015 to 2025 data is available to us. Total 10 years of data which is available to us on this. Okay. Now, like suppose if you wanted to know, these are the employees data set. We wanted to know which employee is earning the highest salary, or the top five employees you want that to be highlighted here. So for that, here comes the importance of conditional formatting. So although we were doing the formatting till now, but that formatting was not conditionally we were formatting it. It was like manually we were changing the appearance of data. But now, because from this complete data set, I want to know which are the top five. I want those to be highlighted. So for that, I can use the conditional formatting. Inside the conditional formatting, we have many options. Okay. So here you can see the highlight cell rules. You have the top bottom rules. You have data bars, which is going to add a bar to it for respective values. You have color scales. It will going to add a color scale to it. I mean, higher values will be of in a green color, then mid values will be in the yellow, and the red here for this particular scale. It will red values means the lower values. So it will add a complete color scale itself. Here you will be able to add some icons. Okay, there are rules for that. Adding some like icons. Okay, if you add a icon set here, and then you will see in the manage rules, you will find that it is based on some rule it has been added here. We can change that later on. Okay, those icons as well as the rule too, like based on what each has been added. So like here, the top five I'm looking for. So I can just go for top 10. And here I can say the top five I'm looking for, and I can make it the colors. Here I can choose the format, whether I wanted to fill it with any color, or I can go with a custom as well as options. Like from here, if you want, I want it to be that same thing filled with a green color, this dark one. Okay, so let me just fill it with this dark color. Now here, when you go, you will get option as a filter by color as well. So if you go by filter as a color, you will see these are your top five. Okay, here by default is coming top 14 that we are getting. Okay, for that we have to see what is the rule we have applied. Go to the manage rules. Here you will see these are the top five which are being applied here on this particular one, and these are based on the salaries. So if you just over to this data, you will find these are the top five salaries. Okay, all the salaries you will get it here. It will be highlighted respectively. You can see it. Okay, okay. If you wanted to, like suppose if a rule is already applied here and you want this rule to clear this rule, you go to conditional formatting. You just first of all go to the manage rule, see which rule is applied here, and then on this you can go, and after that uh, you can just delete this rule from here. Just click on delete and apply. It will be deleted here. Like that, you can delete the rules. Same way, you can make other, like suppose this sales scales. This is the scales that we have added. And from here, we can just sort our data set. So smallest to the largest, you know that this is being now in the smallest to the largest only, this data is being aligned. So you will be able to see the complete scale here, uh, where the lower values based on the sales. Although the respective other values too will be in this, although these respective values will also be, that particular value will also shift here. Okay. So you will see that they are being aligned here with the smallest to the largest values. Okay, that way you can add a color scales here. So we wanted to undo these steps, we can say Control Z and then it will be undo like that. Now moving on to the formulas, we have important formulas here because formulas are going to we are going to use to do some calculations on the data set or to find out we wanted to aggregations, perform aggregations. Suppose on this data set, if I wanted to know how many records are there, like how many records. So we have option here, like we have the formula which is called count formula. We can use count and count a formula. So count formula generally we use for numbers. Okay, when we wanted to now count the numbers in a cell. But count A means it's going to count everything. Suppose if I wanted to use count A is equal to, whenever you will be using any formula with that you will be starting with is equal to. Okay, you will be starting with is equal to and then count A. Then from here to here, you can just select your complete range. See, we have selected this complete range from A to A 1001, and here you will see total we have 1000 records available to us. Now, second scenario is if I ask you to find out like HR, how many HRs? Okay, how many HRs are there in data in this data set? Like from the department HR, if you wanted to, so you can do that using the count again. But here there is important which is called count if, and based on some condition we are counting our data set. So I'll say count if, then the range I have to select and what is the criteria. So range is my this. From here I wanted to count how many HRs are there. But criteria I have to specify here. The second is the criteria argument is the criteria that is your HR. I have given a reference to this particular cell where HR is there. Now you can see we have total 183 departments that I mean HR department. We can see total 183 are present here. Now tomorrow if you wanted to go for the finance or marketing or like that, you can also do. So for that, let me just do one thing for here. Um, Let me just copy this data, and on this data I'll show you one thing because I want this to work dynamically. So let's paste it here, and we have the option in the data that is to remove the duplicates from this data set. So from here you can just remove the duplicates. So we have only these four I mean departments are available. Now here I will be adding data validation, like based on I will be selecting those options, and based on that this count is automatically going to give me the answer here. So we have this option which is called data validation. We'll go to this option. So in HR, what do you want? Any values? No, I want these values to come from the list. Okay, I'm giving the source here now, like this source I've selected, and that's okay. Now you will see there is a drop down icon which has come to here. Now, if you select finance, it will give you the option answer to finance, like that marketing, like that IT. Now I'm getting count for every department that I'm selecting. Okay, or I can directly do one thing. I can just copy this thing here, and then I can just write count a formula and then select that particular range. Okay, from here to here, and make sure that you freeze this range. Freeze means that when I'll be moving this formula down, it should not move. So this is the freezing thing I've done using the function F4 or directly F4 you can press. And then after that, this is the criteria we have. Now, if you drag this down, this formula, it will work for all. Okay, here you'll see you're getting um, a department wise, you're getting count for all. So we can see finance and marketing are where the most of the employees are there. Okay, so this is some examples like way you have the options of sum if you wanted to do sum of the salaries. Okay, so you can just select sum, and then after that you can see you can just select that particular range. It is going to give you the sum of the salaries, total salary that is being spent. Right. Same way you have other formulas here. Um okay, that you can see all these are mathematical formulas. So there are a lot of formulas that we can work on, as well as we have date formulas, text formulas, logical functions are also available. So yeah, there's so many formulas which are available we can work on. So generally, like most of the time we work on like count, sum, average. Okay, average if, sum if, or sum ifs. So and then we have logical function if. Okay, uh, and then after that, we have lookup functions to like VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, match index, or XLOOKUP. So that is to find out value from the table of a particular value. So we will be using that. Although, no worry. So what we'll do in the next session, we're going to work on the formulas part, and we will see all the formulas, how to use those formulas, and then after that, we'll move on to the pivot tables. For today, we are ending our session here.